Hey, and welcome back to Chuck's Tuesday Tips. It's been a while. I've been kind of busy. I have achieved a new personal best in my life. I got a bill from the IRS for $1,134,964. Okay, so having said that, I've requested some fleshing tips in the martini tan from my buddy over in England at Northwest Taxidermy. So we're going to call this tip the Skunk Surprise, because in here is a skunk in the tan that my client of mine put in. So we're going to open this up and see what happens. And if that doesn't work, I have a bobcat in this that I'll flesh. But my goal for the skunk thing is I want to dip this bill in the skunk scent and send it back to the IRS. Okay? And we'll see if they have a sense of humor like mine, which they probably don't. But anyway, my buddy over there had bought a handheld fleshing machine and just tearing everything up. And I'm like, why would you do that? Haven't you been paying attention? I don't usually wear gloves, but with the skunk, you know. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Oh. Ah! Oh boy. Smell that? Really? Oh my God, look at the fat on this thing. Okay, so we put this in the tan. It's been in there for a couple days. And then literally you could peel this flesh right off. Tell me you can't smell that. Okay, you can smell it now. Okay, so you put your wait. Yep, there it is. So wring it out a little bit to save the tan, because this is pretty extreme. We'll throw this over here like this. When you flesh, come in nice and flat. See if you can get it going. Then see if it'll start to pull for you. Because this is about as fat as I've ever seen. See how clean that comes out? And you have to be careful if you have a lot of folds in your skin that you don't put a hole in the skin. So the main reason guys put holes is, instead of holding the knife flat like that, is they tend to hold it at an angle, which will cut in. But see, if you keep it flat, see? So my pal over there in England, throw away that $400 thing, or better yet, try and get your money back, because look how clean that is. So we're going to go around this whole skunk and take all this fat off. Then we'll put it back in the tan for at least another day to make this pink go away. Now I did put one little hole in it, but oop, shut up, 2 little holes. That's okay. Jeff needs to learn how to sew, and he needs to learn what a skunk smells like. The least I could do to an apprentice, right? You can see here I have some deer hoofs too. They're not quite tanned yet because the skin, it's not all the way through. It'll change color a little bit. That's how you'll know it's done. Okay, so here's some skin on here. Now watch this. See, it just peels right off. So you can peel it by hand, literally. Here's a chunk of meat. Come right off. Gloves. That's why I don't wear gloves. I can't feel nothing. See that? Gloves were in my way. So you peel off all this membrane so it looks like this. And you put it back in. But I had a question of, could you use it for like a deer hide, flat hide? And it's not good for flats because it's not like finished leather, and it will dry a little stiff. So its primary function is for mounting. Anything you mount, put on a mannequin, that hair is going to stay in there maybe even forever. A lot of activity in the neighborhood today, apparently. Speaking of that, did you know Mr. Rogers had full tattooed sleeve arms, and that's why he always wore long sleeves? And he was a badass in the Pacific, for believe it or not. Before he was a wonderful day in the neighborhood, he was wonderful with a BAR machine gun. A little trivia there. Okay, see, we're gaining on it now. Then the next step, if this was done, would be to shampoo it in a bucket of water with Dawn detergent. And then after we shampoo it, I had another question. Do you have to tumble it? No, you don't have to tumble it. And you can dry it with a blow dryer. But you want to caution yourself not to get it too dry, because you can finish it out. Drying it after it's mounted is the best. See, now this head's a little tight. If it's all shrunk up like that, you can stretch it out over something. Because this cat was in their freezer for God knows how long at the museum. Another thing you can do, and I've mentioned this, is to run it on the wire wheel like you would your bird's skin. And that would be especially good on like that skunk, where it has a lot of fat. But you can get in and wire wheel it off if you have a stubborn spot. And sometimes I like to buff them on the wheel anyway, even if I peel them all off, because it finishes them off nice if you tumble them. Then it looks like that leather you get from the tannery where it's all sanded. But see that? You can do that too if you want. And all I'm doing is pushing up with my hand and not putting a lot of pressure on the skin. I'm letting the wire wheel do most of the work. Because if you push it hard, you could burn a hole through the skin. But I like to just sit and peel it. This is a piece of cartilage right here. Boy, that's stuck on there. So we always win. Almost off. There we go, see? There's always a way to get it. See, that's starting to get done there. Anyway, if you're not filming and you're really paying attention and you're not talking, it doesn't really take that long to finish one of these out. Anyhow, and you can see how much stretch is in there now. So we're going to throw this back in the tan because I got some other stuff to do today. Anyhow, that's about it. Thanks for tuning in to Chuck's Tuesday Tips today. Stay tuned for our next fun-filled, exciting episode where the IRS visits me with the resentment from getting a skunk-smelled bill back in the mail with no check. See you next time.